My own YouTube channel just made 14,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. And I wanted to share what I've personally learned about SEOing YouTube videos so that your YouTube videos can get more views and make you, of course, more money. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Over time, you finally start to figure out what works with regards to the YouTube algorithm, which is just like always. It's you kind of feel like a mechanic with a car, and the car's not working properly, so you just hit random things in the hope that something makes the car work. It kind of feels like that sometimes with YouTube, and certainly with these algorithms behind the black box. But there are things that do work, and I've noticed a marked upshift in a number of views on my channel as a result of doing some things. So I thought it'd be kind of neat to show you what they are, so you can apply them too. Before I do though, here's why it's kind of important to do that. Video as a genre is insanely good for us as e-commerce sellers. Insanely good. Who was talking in the Facebook group today about, I think it was Rosie Kovacs, about a way of getting her own products out to a broader audience using video as well. Very smart lady, Rosie. But suffice to say, video, they drive in conversions on landing pages. You get an 80% bump just by putting a video on a landing page, which is, I mean, it's just staggering to think that you can almost double the sales that you make as a result of just using video on a landing page. And the important thing for that, as people who are brand owners building brands as well, is that the retention of video is a lot higher than the retention of just written words alone or images. Video retention is proven to be much, much higher. So it's definitely something that you ought to be looking into if you're not doing it already. All right, so here's how to go about doing some stuff. So it all starts with your keywords and researching the right keyword for you. One thing that Google started doing, which I think is really cool, is they are ranking their YouTube videos, only YouTube, of course, but ranking YouTube videos in the search engine results page on Google. This is a search for how to roller skate for beginners, and that's the top ranking thing. So a good video will rank really, really well. And so as far as YouTube on Google goes, the best things you can do is things like how to keywords. All of our products have got how to related things for them. If you don't know what they are, best place to find them is Answer the Public is the best place to go look for that sort of stuff. Very, very good service. Product and service reviews, they rank as well. Tutorials, how to use your product, how to put it together, things like that, they will rank as well. Funny videos, of course, but that's not going to really suit everything we do, but they seem to rank really well as well. I suspect that's to do with the amount of interaction that they have with them. Yeah. And so to get keyword ideas, there's a couple of different things you can use, but I think the easiest thing to use is actually just Google's own keyword planner tool, which if you've got a Google AdWords account, you'll have access to this as well. So you'll be able to see how many people are actually searching for a particular search term on Google. And the great thing about that is, you know, it just because it's on Google, these search terms translate across all different platforms. You know, so the same search terms get used on YouTube, the same search terms get used on Facebook, on TikTok. They're all the same search terms. They're all the same search terms. So we're transferable across. And I aim for at least 300 searches per month on these longer tail search terms, which are easier to rank for, of course. The other keyword tool that I use, which is paid, is keywordtool.io. That's also very good as well. Less said about that image, the better. Suffice to say, that's one of my thumbnail tests that we did. And the thumbnails are very, very important, of course. But the videos themselves, what you want to put in that is you want to plan it out. And it doesn't need to be like a full-on scripted thing. I tend to just do like bullet points of things I want to talk about, and then I ad lib the bullet points. That tends to be my strategy, and that's worked really, really well for me. It means that they come across a lot more natural as a result of it. And I kind of like that. And I think people like that too. And then the editing side of things, I watched a video with a guy called Mr. Beast. Hopefully you know who Mr. Beast is. If you don't, go online, check him out. That guy is a future billionaire, no doubt about it. But anyway, I watched a video that he had done on YouTube that had a crazy amount of views, like millions and millions of views. And there was a frame movement, an edit. Every second, there was a frame movement, like in terms of going over the top to keep people's attention. I thought that was really, really fascinating. So he's a great person to go study when it comes to editing videos. Authenticity, I've spoken about. Composition, you want to aim for, within your video, having your product or your face front and center in the video as much as is possible, because that's what people are there to go see, okay? And then the algorithm, pretty simple. It's all down to video retention, how long people watch for, the comments, the subscriber rate, and then adding to watch later. So some of those things you can game a little bit. So the amount of time people watch your videos for, that's a very, very important metric. The more edit transitions there are in a video, and the more you cut out fluff from your video, the longer people will watch for. And if they watch all your video, then of course YouTube says, okay, that's a good video, we'll show that to more people. Number of comments, some of my videos, thanks to comment bots, nothing to do with my high quality videos, but thanks to comment bots, have got hundreds of comments. And those videos that do that, well, they tend to get a lot more reach as a result of that. And then the number of people who actually go on to subscribe from your video. So you've got to be telling people, just like we do with all things, you know, add this thing to cart, buy this thing, do this thing next. You want to tell people throughout your videos to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share as well. Very, very important you do that. And then the adding to watch later, well, there's a watch later thing, which I use all the time. If you watch videos on YouTube, you probably use it too. Very, very simple to get your video added to a lot of watch later accounts. You can buy services like that online, and that really makes a difference as well. So next, you want to optimize your title and your description. The file name, interestingly enough, this is something I recently discovered, the file name that you upload. So you've got your MP4, whatever it may be, your video file. What you call that video file is actually really important. So you want to make sure, just like it's important on Amazon to upload, to call your images the right things, also turns out it's important for YouTube as well. So you want to make sure you stuff that with your keyword as well. The video title, that ought to be pretty obvious. This one's my evidence-based skincare routine. I'm just about to re-enter a market, very similar market to that. So I'm studying skincare and things like that. Gray and Black as well, selling skincare. He ought to be studying this too. But that's a great kind of way of getting traction, just like we do with Amazon as well. The title, turns out that's super important. The description and then the tags, the more you can timestamp things and put information into that, you actually get 2,000 characters in a video description. You get a lot of area to play with. Makes sense to use as much of it as you possibly can. And then getting people to share your video, your video. The more they do that, the more, just like on Amazon, and you'll quickly, once you start understanding SEO, you quickly realize that all of these things, they work the same way. Anytime you can get new customers to a platform, there's an outside reward for that. So anytime I share one of my videos on another social media channel and I get a new YouTube customer to start using YouTube, I get rewarded for that. Like there's a big reward for that, because that's what, of course, YouTube wants to encourage. So like getting people to share your stuff, really, really important. And then the final thing that I've noticed ranks really, really well, something that I wasn't doing for a long time, but I'm focused on now a lot, is creating these playlists for people. You create a playlist, you make it so it's public, does two things. First thing it does is it ranks really well in the YouTube search engine results page, ranks really, really well there. Second thing it does is if anybody starts watching that video, what's in a playlist, then all the videos after it auto play. So they'll just start playing one after the other. So you get all of those video views happening one after the other. Means it's a really good thing for SEO, because remember, video retention is important, getting people to watch it all the way through. Okay, there you go. So that's what I've learned about YouTube SEO. It's a fantastic way. YouTube is a unbelievably underutilized platform. People talk about TikTok as, you know, the place where the new generation goes to consume content. In actuality, they're on TikTok and they're on YouTube. So they're on both. So if you use YouTube, not only do you get all the oldies like us, all the boomers, but you also get, through the different generations, YouTube seems to be the platform where everybody's happy to go and consume content on it. So it makes a lot of sense to have it as part and parcel of your own strategy for selling more of your stuff. That was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We are a community of professional e-commerce sellers right around the world, with over 2,500 members and growing. We're the fastest growing community of e-commerce professionals right around the world, with sales, by the way, of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more about what we do, get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. That link is in the description below, and I will see you on the next video. Until then, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.